So in this video, we are going to learn how to create SendFox contact and Zoho Desk ticket from responses received via webhook. Let's say you are using a platform using which via webhook you're getting some details of the customer and also some kind of queries using which you want to create the ticket in Zoho Desk. And also the details of the user which you are getting, you want to add those details as a contact in SendFox. So let me tell you, you can completely automate this process. If the application from which you are getting the data supports webhook, then using webhook by Pabbly, you can just add a webhook URL in that application. After adding the webhook URL, you can just collect the response and get all the details related to the queries or the data using which you want to create the ticket in Zoho Desk. And in platform like Zoho Desk, you can just send the same data automatically to create the ticket for the user query. Also, by sending the user details in SendFox, you can add the same user as a contact in your SendFox account too. Now, if you want to learn how you can set up this complete automation all by yourself, for that, you just have to come with me to my screen.
So as you can see, this is my Zoho Desk account. And in my Zoho Desk account, I want to create some new tickets and some new contacts whenever I get a webhook response from some other application. Also, after creating the ticket in Zoho Desk, I want to add the user as a contact in my SendFox account as well. So let's say I have created an online form using Pabbly Form Builder. Now here I'm just taking an example of Pabbly Form Builder, but you can basically add this webhook URL in any application of your choice. Let's take an example that I have created this form and added this form on my website. Now, whenever I receive a new form submission over here using webhook, I get the form responses. And with the same form responses, I want to create a ticket in my Zoho Desk account, and then I also want to add the same person as a contact in my SendFox account. So we'll be getting the webhook response and from which we want to create the Zoho Desk ticket and SendFox contact. Now to do this, what we have to do, we have to basically connect all of these platforms. We have to basically send the webhook response to Zoho Desk and SendFox. And we are going to use Pabbly Connect, which is an amazing automation and integration platform to do so. Now to get started with Pabbly Connect, you will get a free sign-up link in the description box below. By clicking on that link, you can set up your free Pabbly Connect account in just 2 minutes. After creating your account and coming to this dashboard, we have to create an automation workflow over here. For that, we'll just click on this create workflow button and give this workflow a name. Let's say I'll name it as webhook to Zoho Desk to SendFox. You can basically give any other name as per your choice. Then just select the folder of the Pabbly Connect account in which you want to set up this automation and click on create. And as you click on create, here you can see the workflow will open in front of us. In this workflow, we have two different windows. First one is the trigger window and second one is the action window. So triggers and actions are basically those two concepts, those two principles on which this whole automation works on, where the trigger says when this happens and the action says do this. So let's start with our trigger step. Now the idea here is, first, we have to basically get the webhook URL from Pabbly Connect in the trigger step. And using the webhook URL, we have to connect our first application from which we will be getting the data via the webhook response. So in this video, we took an example of Pabbly Form Builder. So here in the trigger step, we have to select webhook over here. After selecting webhook, here in trigger event from the drop down, select the trigger event as catch webhook. And here you can see Pabbly Connect gave us a webhook URL. Now we have to add this webhook URL into the application from which we will be getting the data, from which we will be getting the webhook response, and using that response, we will be creating the ticket in Zoho Desk and contact in SendFox. Now to add this webhook URL, just copy it from here and add the webhook URL in your trigger application. And every application has a different steps, a different method to add the webhook. So to add the webhook in Pabbly Form Builder, I'll just go to the integration section, and after coming to integrations, I'll just click on this add webhook button and paste this webhook URL over here. After pasting the webhook URL, just click on save. And as we click on save, here you can see this webhook URL is now added in our form which we have created using Pabbly Form Builder. And here in our Pabbly Connect workflow, it is showing us waiting for webhook response. This means Pabbly Connect is waiting to capture some response, get some web response from this webhook. So let's do it. What we are going to do, because we have created a form and added the webhook URL in that particular form, we are going to make a dummy form submission. So I'll just open this form in preview mode and enter the details of a demo user. So the name of the person is demo person. demo user over here. This is the email address. This is a dummy mobile number which we are entering. The query type is, for example, a problem. The subject is, for example, issue with Google Sheets integration. Issue with Google Sheets integration. So what we are going to do, we have basically entered the subject line of the issue which we are getting from form response or from some other application. Let me enter a description over here. Let's say I want to add a description as, the description is, I'm not able to send all the data from Google Sheets to Pabbly Connect. So we are just entering some dummy details, some test details over here. So I have entered the details of a dummy user, a test user, and some test problem over here. Now let's click on submit. Now as we click on submit, here you can see in this Pabbly form builder form, we have received a new form submission. And because we have added the webhook URL in this form, we will see in our Pabbly Connect workflow in this trigger step, within few seconds, we have received the response. And in this webhook response, we have received the data of the exact same form submission. Here you can see we have the same date and time, that at what date and time this form submission was received. We have the ticket ID over here, the form submission ID. We have the form ID. Then we have the same subject of the issue which we have entered in our form. Then we have the same query type. We have the same mobile number, same name, same email address, and also the same description of the user as well. So in this way, what we have done, we have successfully added this webhook URL in our trigger application and captured the webhook response. Now after this, what we want to do, we want to basically send the details of the same person whose details or from whom we have received this issue. And first, we have to add this person as a contact in our Zoho Desk account. And after creating the contact, for the same contact, we will be creating a new ticket in Zoho Desk as well. Now to create a contact, we will just scroll down, come to this action step, and here in choose app, we will search for Zoho Desk. Just select it. After selecting Zoho Desk, in action event from this drop down, select the action event as create contact. Then just click on connect and select add new connection. Now here we have to connect our Zoho Desk account with Pabbly Connect. And to make this connection, we just have to click on this connect with Zoho Desk button. Then after that, here in this pop-up window, we have to enter the domain of our Zoho account. Now you must be thinking how you will get this domain. So to get the domain, just log into your Zoho account, and here in the URL section, you will see that the domain of my Zoho account is zoho.in. So we'll be entering the exact same domain over here in this connection window. So we'll be entering zoho.in over here. You might be having any one domain out of all these four over here. After entering the domain, let's click on save. And because we have logged into a Zoho Desk account in our browser, here in this pop-up window, you can see it has detected the same account. We will just scroll down and click on this accept button. And as we click on accept, we will see our Zoho Desk account will get connected with Pabbly Connect. After making the connection, the first thing it asks us is the organization. So it is most likely possible that in your Zoho Desk account, you might have created multiple organizations. And in this drop down, you will get a list of all the organizations which you have created. Right now, I have only one organization named as DemoArc. So I'm selecting this organization over here. Then it is asking us for the account. So here I have a Zoho account over here. So I'm selecting that particular Zoho account in which we want to create the contact. Then it is asking us for the title of the contact. So right now I don't want to assign any specific title to all the contacts which we are creating using this automation in Zoho Desk. So I'm just going to ignore this feed for now. Then here it is asking us for the first name, last name, email and phone number. And here we have to enter all of these details of a contact. Now we have received all of these details from the webhook response in the trigger step. So here from the trigger step responses, we have to basically send these details of the user and add it into this Zoho Desk action step. And to add the trigger step responses in our action step, we are going to use a process called mapping. And the process of mapping is very simple. Simply click on this field of first name, and here in this drop down, you can see a list of all the responses which we have received from webhook. Out of all of these webhook responses, select the webhook response of first name and it will be mapped. Then just click on this field of last name and we are going to use the same process of mapping. Just select and map the last name. Then we are going to map the email address and then we are going to map the phone number as well. Then after this, it is asking us for the secondary email address. Now we haven't received any kind of secondary email address from the user, so that's why we are going to keep this field blank. And this field is also not mandatory, so we can just ignore this field for now. Then it is asking us for the type, that what type of contact it is. Is it a paid user or a prospect? So we don't know what kind of contact is submitting the form, or for what kind of contact we will be creating the ticket over here. So either you can by default select the prospect because we are also creating a contact, or you can just keep it blank over here. Then it is asking us for the description, street, city, state, and we haven't received all of these details for all the fields of the contact. We haven't received any of these data. And these fields are also not mandatory, are not required. So if you want, you can just ignore these fields for now. But also if you want, you can basically get all of these details from the webhook response and map the data into the respective field. After mapping all the required details which we have received, we will just click on Save and Send Test Request. And as we click on Save and Send Test Request, here you can see we have received the response. And this response seems to be a positive response to us. This response shows that the data which we have mapped over here, basically the same details of the user which we have received from webhook response, using the same details, we have added this person as a contact in Zoho Desk. Now, after creating this contact, we have to basically create a ticket for the same contact as well. For that, we will scroll down and click on this Add Action Step button over here. Then here in Choose App, we will search for Zoho Desk once again. And this time in Action Event from the drop down, we are going to select the action event as Create New Ticket. Then just click on Connect. And we are going to connect the Zoho Desk account with Pabbly Connect. But because we have connected our Zoho Desk account with Pabbly Connect in the previous step, we don't have to make a new connection from the scratch. You can just select the existing connection and click on Save. And as you click on Save, here you can see our Zoho Desk account will get connected with Pabbly Connect over here. After making the connection, it is asking us for the organization. So we are going to select the same organization and same department as well, which we have selected in the previous step. Then it is asking us for the subject, that what is the subject of this new ticket which we are entering. So we have received the subject of the ticket from the webhook response in the trigger step. So here from the trigger step responses from this drop down, we are going to map the title or the subject of the ticket over here, that what is the title for this particular issue or ticket is given by the user. Then it is asking us for the contact. So this will be the contact email address over here. But basically what we have to do, we are going to map the contact ID. So we'll just turn this mapping button on, and here you can see we have the contact ID, that which contact in our Zoho account for which particular contact this ticket is associated with. So in the previous step, we have added the same person as a contact. And in response, we have received the contact ID as well. So from the responses of the previous step, we are going to map the contact ID over here. So here we'll just scroll up. Here in the create contact action step, you can see in response, we have received this contact ID over here. And we are going to map this exact same contact ID in this create new ticket action step. Just click on this field of contact over here, clear the default response, and from the drop down from Zoho Desk create contact action step, select and map the response of ID. After mapping the contact ID, once again we'll map the email address from the webhook response in the field of email and map the mobile number as well. Then it is asking us for the due date, and by default the due date of every ticket is set to 24 hours in my Zoho Desk account. So whenever we are going to create a ticket in our Zoho Desk account, you will see automatically the due date will be set after 24 hours. So we can just keep this field of due date as blank. Here in the field of category, I want the tickets to be created in general category and also the sub-general category. Then the priority of all the tickets which we are creating using this automation, I want to set up the priority of those tickets as medium. And here in channel in this drop down, we are going to select web over here, that from web or from which particular source or the platform we are getting the data or the details for this ticket. Then in assignee, I'll be selecting my email address. The status of all the tickets will be open, and here we are going to map the description of the ticket from the webhook response. So from the drop down, let's map the description. Also, it is asking us for the classification, that what kind of ticket it is. Is it a problem, request, question, or other? So what we are going to do, we'll just turn the mapping button on, clear the default response, and from the drop down from webhook responses, we have also received the query type. So we are going to map the exact same query type over here. After mapping all the details and entering all the details, selecting all the options, just click on Save and Send Test Request. And when we click on Save and Send Test Request, here you can see we have received some response. And this response seems to be a positive response to us. This response shows that using the same data, a new ticket is created for this particular contact in our Zoho Desk account. So let's check it. We will just go to a Zoho Desk account, and yes, here you can see that just now a new ticket is created. The same subject line of the ticket which we have entered in our Pabbly Form Builder form, which we have received from Webhook response. Issue with Google Sheets integration. After that, here you can see we have the details of the same contact, the same person, demo user with the same email address and same mobile number. Also, we have the description for the same ticket, the same description which we have entered over here while getting the Webhook response. This means we have successfully created a ticket and a contact in our Zoho Desk account from the Webhook response which we have received in Pabbly Connect. Now after this, what we want to do, we want to add the same person who has created this ticket, who has submitted this query as a contact in SendFox. For that, we will scroll down, click on this Add Action Step button for one last time, and here in Choose App, we will search for SendFox. Just select it. After selecting SendFox, in action event from the drop-down, select the action event as Add Contact to List. Then just click on Connect and select Add New Connection. Now here, to connect our SendFox account with Pabbly Connect, we have to enter the API token, the personal access token. And to get the personal access token of your SendFox account, just log into your SendFox account. From the right top corner, click on these three bars and go to Settings. After coming to Settings, from the left side, go to API, and here you can create a new personal access token. Click on this Create New Token button, give this token a name, let's say I'll name it as Zoho Desk, and click on Create. As you click on Create, here the new token is generated. Copy the exact same token and paste it over here. After pasting the token, just click on Save. And as you click on Save, here you can see our SendFox account will get connected with Pabbly Connect. After making the connection, it is asking us for the contact list. So in this drop-down, you can see all the contact lists which I have created in my SendFox account. So out of all of this, the contact list in which I want to create these new contacts or add these new contacts is named as Zoho Desk Contacts. So from this drop-down, I'm going to select that particular contact list over here. Then it is asking us for the details of the contact. So once again, we'll use the same process of mapping. Map the first name in the field of first name. Then we are going to map the last name. Then once again, we are going to map the email address over here. Then after mapping the email address, let's map the address. But we don't have the address, birthday, and website. And all three fields are not mandatory, are not required. So you can just ignore them. But we have the phone number, so we will be mapping the response of mobile number over here. After mapping all the details, just click on Save and Send Test Request. And as you click on Save and Send Test Request, here you can see we have received some response over here. And this response seems to be a positive response to us. This response shows that the data which we have mapped over here, basically the details of the same user who made the form submission, who has basically raised a query, the same person is now added as a contact in our SendFox account. So let's check it. We will go to our SendFox account and we'll open the exact same contact list. Just click on this Zoho Desk Contacts over here. And after that, here you can see the same person who made the form submission, who has raised the query, is now added as a contact in our SendFox account. This means this automation workflow which we have created using Pabbly Connect, this automation is working perfectly fine. And using this automation, whenever we are going to receive a webhook response from any application, using the same details, we are going to create a contact and a new ticket in our Zoho Desk account and add the same person as a contact in SendFox as well. Now after setting up this automation, let's test this automation workflow once. I'll go to the same application, the same form where we have added the webhook, and we are going to make another form submission. We are going to make another webhook response. So I'm going to enter the name of the person is test user. This is the email address of the person. This is another dummy mobile number which we are entering. This time the query is, for example, a request, and then the request is, for example, update the WhatsApp integration. And the description, for example, So this is the description which I have added over here. Update the WhatsApp integration, and I want to see the incoming WhatsApp Cloud API messages as well. So after entering all of these details in this form, let's click on Submit. And as we click on Submit, here you can see just now a new form submission is received. we have basically received a new webhook response. And as we receive the response, we will see instantly within seconds, a new ticket will be created in Zoho Desk. So here in our Zoho Desk account, you can see just now instantly a new ticket is created. We have the same subject over here, update WhatsApp integration. We have the same description as well, and we have the details of the same person. The contact details are also the same which we have entered while making the form submission. Also, you'll see the same person is now added as a contact as well in our SendFox account. So here in our contact list, you can see test user, the same person with the same name, same email and same mobile number is added over here. This means the automation workflow which we have created using Pabbly Connect, this automation is working perfectly fine. So not just these applications, you can connect plenty of other applications with Pabbly Connect. And one more important thing, you will find the clone link of this exact same automation workflow in the description box below. You can clone the same workflow into your own Pabbly Connect account and start using this automation for free. Also, let me tell you, Pabbly Connect offers you a free plan. And in this plan, you will get some free tasks every month into your own Pabbly Connect account. So if you want to try and test this automation, you can just do it for absolutely free.
So if this video was helpful to you, don't forget to hit the like button, share it with others, or if you have any kind of doubts or queries, you can always write us in the comment box below or email us at support@pabbly.com. Also, you can post your queries on our forum as well. And if you want to check the pricing of Pabbly Connect, you can visit this link. So this is it for today's video. Thank you. Have a great day.